Hi wine lovers, welcome back to my channel where I simplify the world of wine for you so that you don't have to be intimidated by this incredible drink. Today we're looking at a very famous wine that is also believed to be one of the oldest grape varieties in the world. Pinot Gris is a white grape variety that is known for making a wide variety of styles, starting from light-bodied and crisp to pretty complex and full-bodied wines. And here's everything that you need to know about it. First of all, what a sad world would that be if there was no wine? Quite honestly, I have no intention of stopping drinking wine anytime soon. This is for fun only. Let's start with the origin and the name. Pinot Gris is believed to have originated in France, in the Burgundy region to be exact. And it is also believed that it's a mutation of a grape variety Pinot Noir, and that's where the first part of its name actually comes from. Pinot Gris was first made in Burgundy and made its way to Switzerland in the 1300s. From there, it traveled to Italy, where it became Pinot Grigio, same grape, different name, and gained tremendous popularity there. Once it hit the market in the United States, it quickly became the most in-demand imported white wine throughout the whole country. Now let's talk about Pinot Gris' appearance. So Pinot Gris grapes actually have a grayish blue color to them, and that's where the second part of the name Pinot Gris comes from. The grapes are relatively small and tightly packed in clusters. Because Pinot Gris is a mutation of Pinot Noir, the grape skins are pink, and the resulting juice is a rosé color actually, if left in contact with the grape skins. Now, if we remove the grape skins from the actual winemaking process, then the color develops during fermentation process. And with time, it actually turns into this straw-hued color of white wine. When it comes to the aromas and the flavors, Pinot Gris really exhibits a wide range of both. Common descriptors usually include pear, apple, some citrus and melon, peach, honey, floral notes, and sometimes even a touch of spice. So the flavor profile itself can really vary depending on where the grapes come from and also the winemaking techniques that are used. The styles of Pinot Gris wines really differ depending on where in the world the grapes come from. And I want to talk about this for a little bit longer just because you will see how the country and the region of the world where the grapes are collected will produce Pinot Gris that's light-bodied and crisp, and then the same grape from a different country will produce a pretty full-bodied, complex white wine. So Burgundy, of course, is the most famous region probably, and that's in France. But then also in France is the wonderful region of Alsace. And in the Alsace region of France, Pinot Gris wines are typically richer than Burgundy for sure. They're full-bodied, they're luscious with flavors such as like ripe fruit, for example, and even honey. And they often have a slightly off dry rim and sweet character to them. Now, Italy is very famous with their Pinot Grigio as well. Notice how it's a different name, but it's the same grape. Tends to be lighter and crisper there with flavors of citrus, green apple, and pear. And those wines are usually, or often I should say, unoaked. And then Oregon in the United States. So Oregon Pinot Gris is known for producing wines that are pretty balanced with acidity and richness, and they often showcase flavors of stone fruits, some citrus, and even a hint of spice. So you can see how flavor profiles and the complexity of Pinot Gris really differs depending on where in the world the grapes come from. But I also want you to remember that there are other countries that produce Pinot Gris grapes, not just the ones that I've mentioned. So for example, in Europe, Germany produces pretty good Pinot Gris. And then the rest of the world, Australia grows Pinot Gris grapes, and then New Zealand as well. That's the Pinot Gris that I'm having right now, and they're pretty known for this grape variety as well. It always surprised me that Pinot Gris used to have a pretty bad reputation of being this shallow, not complex, not interesting wine, and I absolutely disagree with that. I frankly think that people who think this way just haven't tasted Pinot Gris from enough countries to see the complexity that this grape variety can bring. And frankly, we shouldn't be worried about what other people drink anyway. So let's not judge, let's enjoy wines from all over the world and definitely try different regions, because you will be surprised just how different the same grape variety will taste coming from different parts of the world. Guys, if you made it this far in the video, please make sure to give this video a like if you're enjoying what you're watching, and then make sure to subscribe to my channel. That subscribe button is right down below if you want to see more content coming your way on a weekly basis, all about wine. Food pairings, one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to wine. And Pinot Gris doesn't disappoint here because of how versatile the wine itself can be. The pairings with food are pretty versatile as well. I mean, this wine just loves food and food loves it back. So let's take a look at a couple of suggested pairings when it comes to Pinot Gris wine. Number one is seafood, of course. I think this is probably one of the most known and cliche type of pairing for Pinot Gris. It really does complement dishes like grilled fish and shrimp, scallops and sushi, so try it with those for sure. Now, poultry pairs really well with Pinot Gris, and also does turkey and maybe a lighter preparation of duck. Now, creamy cheeses are a great combination for Pinot Gris. Great match, such as like brie, maybe camembert. And then some Asian cuisine, surprisingly, but really not that surprisingly so. The crisp acidity of Pinot Gris really makes a good choice for dishes with Asian flavors, maybe Thai, Vietnamese cuisine, especially something with heat or spice to it. And then salads and lighter fare. Pinot Gris can be enjoyed on its own as an aperitif, or paired with some salads, maybe vegetarian dishes, or even some light appetizers too. As you can see, the only thing that it's probably not recommended to be paired with is desserts or heavy meats, steaks, and heavier fish, for example. Know the serving temperature for your Pinot Gris, because it's recommended to be served chilled, but not too cold. So don't overly chill your Pinot Gris in order to really enjoy it with all of the aromas and flavors. So the suggested temperature to serve Pinot Gris at is 46 to 52 degrees Fahrenheit or 8 to 11 degrees Celsius. I personally always found Pinot Gris very elegant. It truly is a very elegant wine and a great alternative for Albarino, Sauvignon Blanc, and whatnot. It doesn't have a high alcohol content. So the one that I'm having right now from New Zealand, this is by Oyster Bay. Just a simple one that's pretty inexpensive, around $13, $15 US. And this one has 12% ABV to it. Very drinkable, very sessionable wine that really pairs well with anything and everything, but then also is pretty good on its own. The next thing that you should know about Pinot Gris is really not a controversy, but more so a fact, and that is its aging potential, which is pretty much none. So although some Pinot Gris may be age-worthy, they are really meant to be consumed young. So don't wait for too long to consume Pinot Gris just because of those fruit flavors and aromas that it's got. With age, they may disappear and transform into something else. So to truly enjoy this crisp and refreshing wine, open and drink it, I would say within 2 years of vintage. Remember that specific characteristics and styles of Pinot Gris can really vary depending on the winemaker's style, the region, the climate. So it's really always a good idea to explore different producers in different regions to find what you like the most. One more fun fact for you before I let you go, and that is that Pinot Gris is actually used in making of rosé wine. But what's fun about it is that there are different ways on how Pinot Gris can produce rosé wine. So for example, longer maceration process is one, and maceration is literally just leaving the skins on the grapes while the wine is fermenting for a while. So because of the color of the skins of Pinot Gris, if you remember the beginning of the video, that gives our wine that rosé color if the skins are left during fermentation process, but that another method of making rosé out of Pinot Gris wines are actually by blanding. So a lot of times Pinot Gris is blanded with other wines in order to produce that beautiful rosé colored wine. And they do taste pretty interesting. So if you haven't tried them yet, make sure to source them out and give them a go. And this is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for staying until the end, and I hope that you learned something new and enjoyed this video today. If so, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel for some more wine content coming your way. If you want a deeper glimpse into my life, sometimes some personal aspects of my life, make sure to follow me on Instagram as well. I share more than just wine content there. So find all of the handles down below. Stay curious, stay sipping, and until next time, cheers everyone.